Hello, glorious beauties. I am Dragonflow, aka Frank, and in the back behind me is my dog just chilling. His name is Ozzy. I wanted to talk about ridiculous expectations on financial standards in terms of women towards men. Now, I don't know what percentage of women have these ridiculous expectations, but obviously there's a few. So I've been watching a lot of videos lately on how much money women think that their significant husband, their significant other should make. Some of the numbers were ridiculous, like 200,000, 300,000, half a million a year. Now, here's one thing that was eye-opening to me, okay? The United States is probably the country with the fourth highest earning capacity. So it comes in fourth to, let's say, Switzerland, Singapore, and Australia. So the United States has probably some of the highest earning people in the world. So when you're asking for a man to be worth $500,000, not only are you asking for a percentage in the men of your country to have this money, but if you measure to global standards, it's not even a percentage of a percentage of a percentage of a percentage. People need to understand how rare it is for someone to make $250,000, $500,000 plus a year. It's like nearly impossible. So when your main metric is that, you've already excluded like almost everyone from your list of people that you can date. Now, I know that not all women are like this, and maybe not even the majority of women are like this. I don't know what the percentage of women are that want these high earning men, but these high earning men are very far and few between. So the reason I'm making this video is that I want you to understand how ridiculous your expectations are and how you might be alienating potentially good relationships with men who have other metrics that might make you happy based on these ridiculous expectations. Now, some of you have heard of passport bros. If you haven't, basically passport bros are men that are fed up of the women in North America that are going abroad to meet women there because maybe they consider them more feminine, submissive, and so on and so forth. But one of the reasons that passport bros are more successful in these countries is that if you're earning 35 to 50,000 a year in the United States or in Canada, and you go to some place like Vietnam or Thailand or Cambodia or anywhere, practically anywhere in Africa, is like you are considered a high value man. You're considered to have a lot of money by their standards. So if you cover the other metrics, let's say the woman is attracted to you and finds you an interesting person or whatever, for her, the finance part is net. I remember when I was living in Thailand, although it was like 15 years ago, it was like we would get by on $15, $20 a day and eat in restaurants, get massages, have a decent room. So like you don't need a lot. So if you get with a girl that sees you and sees what you're spending, for her that $20 is already a high state of opulence. So I think we've corrupted the dating market in the United States and these Western countries, because women have these standards of men that are not exist. They don't exist. Like they represent these financial standards represent a percentage of a percentage, and people need to understand that. People need to understand that American men, even though they seem poor, by global standards are elite earners. So somebody that's in working at the 7-Eleven or at a bakery or at a pastry or a gas station, by global standard is an elite earner. So in fact, by having these ridiculous expectations, you're basically annihilating all your potential to date the men that are around you. Now, the reason why women wouldn't do so well being like a passport bro is because one of the main metrics for women is a high earning man. If you're excluding the high earning men around you, you're not going to be happy moving abroad where the men earn much less than the men that you're around. So the thing is, we are at the very top, suffering at the very top, because we're not higher than we actually are. And the type of like heights we want to reach, it's very hard to get into those levels. It's very hard to be $250,000 a year earner. Now, the people that get there, either they have an incredible education, either they're very beautiful, they got some kind of modeling contract, they have some elite level talent, or they're scammers of some sort. Most average people will never earn that kind of money. So I ask you to appreciate being at the top, because maybe one day we won't be. The economy is going to hell in a handbasket, and maybe we'll appreciate the type of people that were around us and their ability to earn as this starts to deteriorate. Please, please gauge your expectations accordingly. Namaste.